You were never born to spend your life trapped in fear, constantly wondering whether the life you imagine is somehow too far away from you. You were born to dream, to feel, to believe, and through that belief to create. Every morning when you open your eyes is not simply another day repeating itself. It is a powerful opportunity to guide the limitless force already living within you. This power is not hidden somewhere in the stars. It is not controlled by another person. It is not something you must earn through pain, struggle, or sacrifice. It is already within you right now, waiting for you to recognize it. You are the creative force behind the experience of your life, and the moment you begin to accept this truth deeply, not casually, not for a few minutes, but completely, you will start seeing your outer world respond to the assumptions you carry within. Life is not simply happening to you. Life moves through you. Life reflects you. Life responds to you. Your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. Once you understand this, you stop wasting your energy fighting every reflection you see. Instead, you turn inward and change the source. You change the belief. You change the expectation. You change the state from which you are living. Because nothing truly changes outside until something changes inside. If you want to experience a different reality, you must begin becoming a different version of yourself. Not someday, not when everything finally becomes easier, not after someone gives you permission. Now, because this moment is the only place where your power exists. And if you stay with me, you may begin to see why the life you want does not require you to chase it in the way you once believed. You see, you do not simply create what you desire. You create from the person you believe yourself to be. And the person you believe yourself to be is shaped by what you accept as true. It is shaped by what feels real inside you. That feeling is important. That inner movement is the bridge between what cannot yet be seen and what eventually becomes visible, between imagination and experience, between an inner thought and an outer fact. So stop for a moment and ask yourself what you are accepting as true right now. Are you still living inside the memory of what happened? Are you carrying the pain of yesterday? Are you rehearsing everything that could go wrong tomorrow? Or are you entering the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled and allowing yourself to feel like the person who already has what they once prayed for? This is where everything begins to change. You must remain faithful to the inner experience until it feels natural to you. You must return again and again to the state where inside yourself it is already finished. Do not become obsessed with the question of how it will happen. Do not keep looking around for immediate evidence. Do not allow every temporary circumstance to convince you that your inner decision was wrong. A seed does not sit beneath the soil wondering how it will become a tree. It simply follows the life already placed within it. It grows from the inside outward, and you must learn to do the same. Your imagination is the place where the new life begins. Your thoughts create the design. Your feelings give that design movement. Your inner assumption becomes the direction you continue to walk toward. You are not merely wishing, you are becoming certain. You are not endlessly waiting. You are choosing to live from the assumption that it is already possible. You are not running after something outside yourself. You are becoming the person who can naturally receive and experience it. This is the deeper art of creation, and whether you realize it or not, you are practicing it every day. Every thought you repeatedly entertain, every emotion you continue to feed, every private conversation you have with yourself is helping shape what comes next. Think about that. Your inner dialogue is not meaningless. The way you speak to yourself matters. The story you repeat matters. The expectations you quietly carry matter. You cannot spend every day thinking from lack and then expect your experience to constantly reflect abundance. You cannot repeatedly tell yourself that you are unwanted and then expect your world to feel filled with connection. You cannot identify yourself with failure and expect every circumstance to confirm success. Your life reflects the state from which you continually operate. So ask yourself honestly, who are you being right now? Are you the person who waits for permission? The person who needs constant proof? The person who says, maybe one day? Or are you the person who walks through life with the quiet confidence that what belongs to your vision is already becoming real? There is a powerful difference between hoping and knowing. Hope keeps looking outside for confirmation. Knowing creates an inner certainty before the evidence arrives. And this is where most people stop too early. They imagine a new life, feel excited for a moment, then look at the old circumstances and immediately return to the old identity. But what if you refuse to go back? What if you stayed loyal to the new assumption long enough for it to become natural?
Hope is uncertain. Knowing is steady. Hope says, I want this, but I do not know if it will happen. Knowing says, I have already accepted this as possible, and I will continue to live from that truth. There is a completely different energy between these two states. One waits, the other moves. One searches for evidence, the other becomes evidence. This does not mean you ignore reality or pretend that challenges do not exist. It means you stop allowing temporary circumstances to decide who you are. The outside world may still show you old patterns. Old situations may appear. People may behave according to yesterday's version of you. Circumstances may seem unchanged for a while, but you do not have to return to the same inner state simply because the reflection has not changed yet. A mirror cannot create your image. It can only show what is already there. If you dislike the reflection, you do not fight the mirror. You change what is standing in front of it. In the same way, if you want a different experience, begin with the person you are being when nobody is watching.
Change the expectation you carry quietly. Change the words you repeat internally. Change what you imagine before you sleep. Change what you assume when something does not immediately go your way. This is the part people often miss, so listen closely. Your new reality begins long before you can physically see it. It begins as an inner decision. It begins as a new identity. It begins when you stop saying, I will believe it when I see it, and begin saying, I will see it because I have chosen to believe differently. You do not need to force the future into existence. You need to stop constantly rebuilding the past in your mind. Every time you return to the old fear, you strengthen the old story. Every time you return to the new assumption, you strengthen the new direction. This is why persistence matters. Not desperate repetition, not anxious obsession, calm persistence, quiet faith in the state you have chosen. You return to it when doubt appears. You return to it when circumstances look opposite. You return to it when your old habits try to pull you backward. And little by little, what once felt impossible begins to feel normal. Your imagination is not something you should use only when you are escaping reality. It can become the place where you rehearse the life you are choosing to live. See yourself differently. Hear yourself speaking differently. Feel yourself moving through your day with a different level of confidence, peace, security, and expectation. Do not simply imagine having the thing. Imagine being the person for whom having it feels natural. That is the deeper shift. Instead of asking, when will I finally get there? Begin asking, who am I becoming now? Instead of constantly measuring how far away your desire seems, begin noticing how different you are becoming internally. Instead of chasing signs, become committed to the state that makes the signs unnecessary. You do not have to convince everyone around you. You do not have to announce every new belief. You do not have to explain your vision to people who cannot see it. Your task is to hold the new picture within yourself. Let it become familiar. Let it become normal. Let it become the way you naturally think. Because when something becomes natural inside you, your choices begin to change. Your reactions begin to change. Your confidence begins to change. You begin speaking differently. You begin moving differently. And eventually, the outer experience begins reflecting that inner transformation. So today, choose carefully. Choose the identity you want to carry. Choose the assumption you are willing to protect. Choose the inner story that deserves your attention. You are not required to know every step. You are not required to see the entire path. You only need to decide what you are no longer willing to believe about yourself. Then decide what you are willing to accept instead. Let the old version of you become yesterday. Let the new version begin now. And remember this when doubt tries to return. You are not waiting for life to give you permission to become who you were meant to be. You are choosing who you are now. You are not chasing the future. You are preparing yourself to recognize it. You are not begging reality to change. You are changing the inner cause from which your reality is experienced. So breathe. Become still. Return to the feeling of already being the person you desire to be. Let that feeling become familiar. Let it become stronger than the old fear. And then move through your day
as though the new story has already begun. Because perhaps the most important change is not what happens tomorrow, it is what you decide is true today. Knowing becomes the evidence. This is why you return to these words again and again, not because the words themselves possess some special power, but because they awaken the memory of the power already living within you. They redirect your attention. They pull you away from the habit of reacting and bring you back into the awareness of creating. Your attention is one of the most valuable things you possess. What you focus on, you strengthen. What you repeatedly observe inside yourself with emotion, you give energy to outside yourself. So stop reacting to every circumstance. Stop pleading. Stop constantly checking the physical world for signs that something has changed. You are the change. You are the power behind your inner experience. Once you accept the state of the person you desire to become and remain in that state with confidence and persistence, your outer experience begins to respond. Not because you are forcing it, not because you are struggling against life, but because your inner assumptions influence the way you move, think, choose, and experience the world. You do not have to convince everyone around you. You do not need to explain your new identity. You do not need to prove that your vision is possible. Your work is internal. See it, feel it, become it, live from it. And when you begin doing this consistently, the people and circumstances around you may begin to respond in ways you never expected. Your relationships can change. Your financial decisions can change. Your sense of well-being can change. Your entire life can begin taking a different direction because you are no longer operating from the same inner state. You are not chasing because there is nothing to chase. You are allowing. You are receiving. You are moving from force into certainty. And if you understand this next part, you will understand why your inner world matters so much. Imagination shapes the way you experience reality. The moment you truly begin taking this seriously, your world starts to feel more flexible, more changeable, more open to possibility. Think of clay in your hands. The clay does not need to become something by itself. It responds to the hands that shape it. Your outer world is similar in that it reflects the assumptions and identity you repeatedly carry. You are not separate from your creation. Your experience reflects you back to yourself, and the reflection does not walk ahead of you, it follows. So let us talk about feeling, because feeling is where the deeper shift happens. Your deeper mind is not changed simply because you repeat words without emotion. It responds strongly to the impressions you accept as real. You can repeat an affirmation 1,000 times, but if you say, "I am loved," while deeply feeling unwanted, the emotional impression is what matters most. This does not mean you should fight yourself or pretend to feel something you do not feel. It means you begin practicing a different inner experience until it becomes familiar. You allow the desired state to feel natural. So how do you begin? You turn inward. You become quiet. You close your eyes and imagine a scene that would naturally happen if your desire were already fulfilled. Hear the words you would want to hear. Feel the relief you would feel. See the balance in your life. Imagine looking at your account and feeling secure. Imagine walking into a room knowing that you belong there. Imagine receiving the message you have been hoping for and feeling calm because it feels normal. Then allow gratitude, peace, excitement, and certainty to move through you. Do not visualize because you are desperately trying to make something happen. Visualize because you are practicing the experience of already having it. That distinction changes everything. You are not simply trying to manufacture a future. You are choosing the state from which you will experience your life. The version of you who is confident, peaceful, loved, secure, successful, and fulfilled is already available as a possibility. Your task is to begin identifying with that version instead of constantly identifying with the version that fears, doubts, and waits. You shift by assuming the state of the wish fulfilled. And how do you assume that state? You live from it. Not only think about it, live from it. Feel it as something that belongs to you. You are not simply imagining that someone is thinking about you. You are allowing yourself to feel secure in the connection you desire. You are not merely repeating that money will come. You are practicing the feeling of being supported and capable with money. You are not constantly saying success will happen someday. You begin carrying yourself as someone who expects growth, opportunity, and progress. The difference is powerful. It is not maybe this will happen. It becomes this is the direction I have chosen. You stop living as though everything is still waiting to begin. You begin acting from the identity you want to strengthen. And pay attention here, because this is where many people lose their focus. They make a powerful decision internally and then immediately look outside to see whether the world has changed. The moment they see the old circumstances, they panic. They return to the old story. They question everything. But the outer world may still be reflecting yesterday's assumptions. Give the new state time to become natural. Stay with it. Let the old pattern lose its strength.
Your emotions are signals. They can show you what state you are occupying in a particular moment. If you do not like what you are feeling, you do not need to attack yourself for feeling it. You simply recognize it and choose again. You are not helpless before every emotion that appears. You can learn to guide your attention. You can redirect your inner conversation. You can change the picture you repeatedly play in your mind. You can choose to return to love, peace, confidence, abundance, security, connection, and possibility. When you do this consistently, your behavior and decisions begin changing with you. Your external life may not transform in a single second, but the direction begins to shift, and that matters. Everything begins somewhere. It begins with a thought you choose to take seriously. It begins with a feeling you practice. It begins with an identity you stop abandoning whenever circumstances look difficult. This is not about pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about refusing to let temporary challenges define your entire future. You are not powerless. You are not disconnected from your choices. You are not simply waiting for life to decide what happens next. You are participating in your life right now. Your assumptions matter. Your focus matters. Your repeated inner conversations matter. What you consistently accept as true can influence the way you see opportunities, relationships, decisions, and possibilities. So choose carefully. Do not let fear become your permanent identity. Do not let one difficult season convince you that every season will be difficult. Do not let yesterday become the blueprint for tomorrow. This is why you must stop digging up the seed to see whether it has grown. You plant it, you nurture it, and you allow it time. You do not destroy your own progress by constantly demanding immediate proof. Let the process unfold. Let the unseen become visible in its own time. That is trust. That is patience. That is inner strength. Speak the new story until it becomes familiar. Feel it until it begins to feel natural. Become it until your actions start reflecting it. Then allow your life to respond. That is the practice. That is the process. If you desire to feel deeply loved, begin practicing the identity of someone who is worthy of love rather than constantly searching for evidence that you are not. If you desire financial freedom, begin developing the inner stability of someone who knows how to handle, receive, and grow resources wisely. If you want to feel supported, begin carrying yourself with the quiet expectation that support can exist in your life. Walk into a room with the inner statement, I am supported, I am capable, I am worthy, I am becoming more abundant. Not someday, now. Now is where the shift happens. Now is where the decision is made. Now is the doorway. And once you begin walking through that doorway repeatedly, your choices begin changing. Your reactions begin changing. Your standards begin changing. Your relationships with yourself and others begin changing. Then slowly, the outer world begins showing you evidence of the person you are becoming. You did not force every detail into place. You changed the direction from which you were living. You did not have to chase every opportunity. You became more prepared to recognize and act on the opportunities that appeared. You are not required to force yourself into belief. You are learning to relax into possibility. You are learning to release the constant need to question whether you are worthy of what you desire. The moment you stop fighting every possibility and begin allowing yourself to experience a new inner state, something becomes lighter. You begin moving differently. You begin thinking differently. You stop treating every delay as rejection. You stop treating every setback as proof that you are failing. You stop checking the mirror every 5 minutes and wondering why your reflection has not changed. You understand that the mirror follows. You change your expression first. Then you give the reflection time to catch up. You are the source of your choices, your attention, and your inner direction. Everything you build begins with what you repeatedly accept inside. You are not merely a victim of circumstances. You have influence over the conditions you create through your decisions, habits, expectations, and identity. You do not have to sit around waiting for the perfect moment to change. Begin internally.
Become loyal to the feeling of the life you are choosing. Once you commit to the version of yourself who already knows their worth, who moves with confidence, who expects healthy connection, who welcomes opportunity, and who refuses to abandon themselves, your outer actions begin aligning with that identity. This is where transformation becomes real. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for every condition to become perfect. There may never be a perfect moment outside you. The most important condition is the one you establish within yourself. Every major breakthrough begins with someone willing to see a possibility before everyone else can see it. Every meaningful transformation begins with a decision that first exists internally. And you can make that decision too. It is not beyond you. It begins with you. Walk like it. Think like it, speak like it, move like it. Sit with your shoulders open, your posture strong, and your eyes awake. Not because the world has already approved you, but because you have stopped waiting for approval. You are not the person who only hopes. You are becoming the person who knows. You are not constantly begging life for small pieces of what you want. You are learning to embody the confidence, gratitude, peace, and strength that allow you to receive life differently. And once you stop abandoning that inner state every time the outside world tests you, you discover something powerful. The change you were waiting for may have been waiting for you to become consistent with it. You are not praying from a place of emptiness. You are speaking from a place of connection. You are not reaching outside yourself. You are awakening to what already exists within you. That realization changes everything. Your realization becomes the signal. It becomes the inner movement. It becomes the shift that changes how you experience your life. When you fully accept something emotionally, mentally, and deeply within yourself, you no longer need to chase it, convince anyone about it, or spend your days worrying about when it will arrive. You begin living from certainty instead of waiting. And when your inner state changes, your actions change, your choices change, your reactions change, and your experience begins moving in a different direction. People may respond differently. Conversations may happen, opportunities may appear, doors may open where you once saw only walls. Why? Because your inner conviction changes the way you meet the outer world. There is no need to fight every circumstance. You are not truly separated from what you desire. The greatest separation is often created by the belief that it is somewhere far away from you. The moment you begin accepting that your desired state belongs to you, and you begin living from that state consistently, your entire experience can begin reorganizing around that identity. You will recognize the difference. You will feel it. You will know when something inside you has changed, because you no longer need constant reassurance. But here is the part you must remember. You must persist. You must return to this truth every day. You must fill your mind with the new story until the new story becomes more familiar than the old one. Even when the physical world appears exactly the same, even when circumstances seem to argue against you, return to your chosen state. Return to the feeling. Return to the assumption. Return to the inner knowing. Do not practice it once and then abandon it. Consistency is what gives the new identity strength. Saturate your awareness with it. Live from it. Become it. And listen carefully here, because this is where your power becomes clearer.